This is a really big deal for me. A while back, I found out that somebody watches my program, and it turns out to be this iconic comic artist, George Perez, who I've been a fan of for years and years. George, it's great. This is the first time I get to actually meet you.
Yes, and I was excited. I'll have you know, part of the reason I came to C2E2 was to see you. I'm a Svengoolie fan from way back now, yeah?
That's so
And
good.
is my wife, my lovely wife over there, is also a big Svengoolie fan.
Now, were you always a fan of horror movies?
Oh, yes, Universal films. I'm a big fan of those. I followed them. I mean, I was a big fan of The Silence and director Todd Browning and
sure.
James Whale and all those other great directors. And I mean, I got a collection of just about every Universal monster. And, of course, the 50s revival with the creature from the Black Lagoon, you know. And I actually met Rico Browning once.
Did you really?
Yeah, 'cause I think he's the last surviving Universal monster, right?
I had met Julia Adams.
Yeah.
And she was such a sweetheart. Oh, my gosh. And again, somebody that actually knew about my show. So I'm always impressed when people who I admire watch my program.
Oh, yes. I mean, ever since Me TV started carrying Svengoolie, and then I actually researched you and researched your history of Svengoolie Jr. and everything else before that. Oh, yes. I'm a nerd.
You and me both. And I have to say, always loved your work, especially the work on Avengers and Wonder Woman.
Oh, and to see what an afterlife all of that has with the movies and the constant reprinting of the books is like, now that I'm retired, it's like watching this like legacy of work that's still there. And like, of course, when I come to comic convention, I'm signing all the comics. I'm constantly haunted by the ghost of comics past, and it's an absolute great feeling.
So you're retired, so you won't make one more drawing of me then?
Oh, I always said in my retirement letter, unless something interesting comes along, and that somehow seems to qualify.
George, happy to meet you,
Thank you
man.
so much.
Terrific. George Perez, ladies and gentlemen.